An auspicious evening finds three women of means and talent united. The queen herself makes them heads to her newly minted reliquary and sets them in their task. Stolen jewels, a dastardly cult, losses to be avenged, and wealth to be reaped. Three new players have entered the great game.
I'm Clara Allison, and I'm playing Aylin Crane, the medium.
I'm Freyja. I'm playing Loretta Vale, aka Raven, the sharpshooter.
Hi, I'm Termite, and I'm playing Echo the Thief.
And I'm Overthinker. I will be your storyteller. Welcome back, players. When last we left off, you had acquired a couple of interesting leads. Before we get into the three of you reconvening to discuss what you've got, let's see what each of you is like just getting up in the morning. Where do you live? Do you have servants? Do you feed yourself? Do you stay at the train car? What is your character's morning routine? Let's start with Echo.
Yeah, Echo very much stays wherever there is a place that she can. Which right now is the train car. She doesn't have much. She basically just rolls off of whatever she was sleeping on and jumps to her feet, and she's already fully dressed. She sleeps in her day-to-day clothes most days, aside from when she needs to clean them, and she just goes about finding whatever food she can. It's very... She does what she can to survive, and nothing more.
So we're living out of a suitcase at the moment.
Pretty much.
All right. How about Sergeant Vale?
Sergeant Vale, aka Raven, would be staying at the train car, especially because that's the general base of operations. She would get up fairly early, near the crack of dawn, as she's been trained to this entire time. Prepare meals for herself and for Lucian before the day gets ready, and exercise a bit as well.
All right. What's for breakfast?
Probably just the general sausage, maybe eggs, and probably some beans and toast as well.
All right. And Ms. Crane.
Aylin has a flat in like a not great part of town. It's not terrible. It's not like bad, but it is not like she's been hooking up with a lord. She doesn't use the place until recently, but her stuff's there technically. She's it's completely like decorated in things that you acquire, like fine looking but beat up things from like pawn shops and estate sales. And she's decidedly not a morning person. Part of that is like from her schedule, just being a performer, and then but a lot of it is like I think she's still on New York time a little. She's been in town for like a month.
All right. And if you're staying at a place that's well adorned and appointed, you probably have people who do the cooking and stuff for you.
Yeah, so like it's that thing of like she's been sleeping at her boyfriend's house for, you know, enough time that it's like, oh fuck, I have my own bed and I don't like it here.
Mm.
But also like having a home base is nice.
Then it's probably Aylin's arrival first thing in the morning that brings everyone to the map of the city.
It's not first thing in the morning, it is like 11:30.
Fair enough. You guys gather coming up on noon. The three of you, Lord Boreal and Sergeant Price. No, he's a captain. Captain Price. Discuss your leads, make a plan, and proceed.
Right, so what was everyone able to figure out yesterday?
I've put out feelers, but I haven't heard anything back yet. I've left a note with my contact to meet me here or nearby in a few hours if there's anything to talk about.
I met with my old colleague Walter. They're not just that it's unusual for it's not natural. He couldn't even pinpoint a potential lead about a associated animal.
Well, then I guess that gives my information the most leg to stand on. I got an address for presumably the place that the acid was sourced from, so hopefully we can work back from there.
That is quite a lead.
If that's the most actionable thing we can do. What do you know where it goes? What the address, if there's anything around, who's there?
Give me a check. Let's go. I think it's called Streetwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, Streetwise to know the neighborhood you've been directed to.
Streetwise and intelligence?
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, that's what the dice have to say today. Alright, that's 2.
2? Right by the Thames. Practically on the Thames.
Oh. Well, it's right on the Thames. Or, well, damn near. Which... it might not be a pleasant place for those of delicate sensibilities, but it's what we've got to work on, so...
Aylin looks at Raven for that. Like when you say delicate sensibilities, like it was no offense to you, Raven.
Oh, Echo is, like, staring at Aylin
Oh, she knows.
as she says it.
What?
I think I can handle myself. What about you? Looks at Aylin.
A mummy came alive yesterday.
Sure, but that doesn't mean that you're...
I can handle the smell of the Thames.
Oh, that's what you think I meant. Right. Okay.
There's something coming up here that I want to see if the characters are picking up on. Because Aylin has presented herself as a lady of station, yes?
I guess. You can infer what you want. Yeah, she has.
Cool. If you want to keep up that appearance, I'm going to need like an etiquette check plus charisma.
You want etiquette charisma from me?
If you're trying to keep up that appearance, if you're just letting it fall and...
Yeah, no, let's do it.
Okay. Insight wits from Echo and Raven.
Can
Oh,
I
good.
make an argument for manipulation instead of charisma?
I would say yes if you hadn't been so sort of open about your perspective. That was not a manipulative statement that you made.
Farts.
You said
All right, hold on.
insight and wits?
Yes, please.
It's fine, Echo ain't gonna know shit.
That's a 1. Oh no, that's 2 for me.
That's a 1 from me, dog.
Cool.
So where do ties go?
To the defender, right?
Yeah. So, Echo, this seems like a noble lady who maybe is willing to get her feet dirty for the job. Raven, she is not as concerned about the muck as any person of station you have ever met. That said, you have an address. Anything else before you leave? Oh, your contacts have little exclamation points floating over their heads. They'd like to talk to you.
Ah, excellent.
I can, reach out to I'd like to swing by and make sure my contact. I realized I should have done this in the order of like on the way to here, check in with my contact.
I was referring to Price and Boreal.
Oh, that. Hi, dudes. You're still here?
Yeah. It's going to take at least a day for your agent to scare up more jobs.
Boo. All right.
Like, she's good. She's probably been working overnight, but a lot of people are asleep at that time. Don't get a lot of calls back. Boreal is actually going to approach Echo. Mom,
Yes.
I believe you requested a collection of what I hesitate to call junk, but for lack of a better term, and hands you a backpack.
That's pretty accurate, actually. At least in the current states.
Yes, it's an odd collection, but I'm sure you have your reasons.
I appreciate it.
You just requested crafting materials, yes?
Yeah, basically, just a bunch of things.
All right, so you got nails, string, heftier rope, couple of boards. Anything specific thinking ahead towards what you might craft?
She would also have probably asked for like bells, mirrors. Although the mirrors are a bit harder. But beyond that, and probably some cloth. But beyond that, no.
All right. Collection of loose stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. If you guys have anything more for Lord Boreal to go shopping for, just let me know. And then Captain Price wants to address the table. Right. I just want to make everyone aware. Ma'am. There's I've been putting together a list. I've been putting it together for a while. Sergeant Vale was at the top of that list, which is why she's here. But these, and he produces perhaps a dozen dossiers, are other individuals, pushes them across the table, who I believe would take up arms in this fight if they were called to do so. Meaning no offense to your own abilities in a fight. If you want extra hands, I can call them up, arm them, and put them where you need them.
Are you giving us goons?
I'm not familiar with the term. Soldiers.
Yes. Muscle help. Yes, of course.
Right. We're working for the government. They would just be considered soldiers, wouldn't they?
Aylin
Yes.
fully has started leafing through these documents.
Yeah, Echo's doing the same.
Raven is doing the same.
Cool. Each of you give me an investigation and wits.
Ah.
Oh dear.
Not bad.
How do I roll so shit?
So we've got 2, 3, and 4. Aylin?
I'm playing
These look-
smash or pass, I guess, with each one.
That's exactly what I was going to say. These are soldiers, and some of them are cute.
Rad.
The details of their records don't mean a lot to you. Other than they're listed as, like, trained in a variety of weapons. So that's nice.
Which one of them has the saddest eyes?
Yeah, there's an older guy who's actually got a pretty long list of, like, conflicts and sort of a droopy face.
I'll make a note of it, but I'm not going to offer my opinion.
Cool. Raven, you pick out a couple more details. First of all, is there anything specific you would be looking for?
Anyone that's been in missions where they've lost a squad or another member of their party.
Certainly some of the more experienced soldiers here. I think part of what jumps out to you is that you haven't heard of most of these guys. There are soldiers who have a reputation for, bravery, excellence, service to the crown, and they're not here.
So they're all people that she's never heard of at all.
Correct. But they are all people who, going over their records a little bit, have seen conflict, have been in battle. You can say with confidence that everybody here has fired their weapon at a fellow human being. And the fact that none of them are those more decorated officers, that wasn't an accident. And I think Echo can confirm, looking over these files as well. In addition to their listed conflicts, there's also disciplinary notes. These are a little bit rougher as soldiers go, a little unorthodox rough around the edges. Whether that means that they would be more or less violent, more prone to criminal activity, or they're just people that the crown can say, yes, you go do this. And if you talk about what you've seen here, well, you were just a crazy drunk the whole time.
Well, here's hoping that we don't have any need of any of these folks, at least not soon.
We needed one yesterday.
I think that was handled quite fair.
Not... Yes, that wasn't too bad.
Again, apologies for your fiancé.
Just the two of us.
Yes, that. And also my hand.
Is that still in condition?
It is in a glove again, fully slathered. Like, underneath there is, like, Vaseline in there. Aylin's hand is going to be so soft and old.
Well, if you need anything else, you know where to find us.
We'll be sure to reach out if we need anything else, or if we need any of these individuals contacted.
Right. If you should encounter any particular criminal activity, we can also involve Scotland Yard.
Right, sure. If it comes up, we'll let you know.
All right. So this first group then? Or the Satis then?
I think so.
You guys are able to take the company carriage. You've been given a carriage. And drive it out and down toward the Thames. Getting on towards midday, it's, it's cloudy. A little bit rainy. And as you approach, so the University College of London has been a center for chemistry and the study of the natural world. And in seeking someone who could brew acid needed to melt into a vault, one might hope to walk the hallowed halls of academia. Instead, you find a squat, grim little warehouse. Inside, parked in the water, is a small boat. Yeah. Doors open, can go in. There is a boat leaking acrid smoke.
Like a tugboat? Like a steamboat? What's happening there?
Almost like a houseboat, parked inside this warehouse is like a loading dock that lets out into the river. Not uncommon, but it's covered. And this was the address.
This doesn't seem... Do you want to take the lead on this, Echo?
That might be for the best, yeah.
By all means, then.
Yeah, Echo will, will just make her way over to the boat and hop on board.
All right. You can head down a little plank. And you get the outside here and the door, which again, all of the windows of this place are clouded up, and there's a distinct smell. Sort of, acrid. But a knock on the door will tell you more.
Before we knock on the door, Echo is going to reach into that bag that she's got, kind of ruffle around for a while, and everybody just hears a bunch of, like, jingling bells and metal scraping against itself, before pulling out a few strips of cloth, or a few bits of cloth, and then some thread, and she's gonna kind of make some, like, makeshift masks to just cover, mouth and nose, because looks like going in there without anything like that is a bad idea.
Fair and cautious. Give me, I believe it's intelligence plus crafting.
It is intelligence plus craft.
This is a pretty simple thing you're trying to make. You have the materials you need. So I'm honestly 1 success, I think will be fine.
3.
3. Excellent. You can craft it. You can also craft one for your friends if you want.
Absolutely.
When you, I assume, offer it to Aylin, she's pulled out a handkerchief and has it over her nose and mouth, but is also putting aside a very small vial of, like, perfume that she had applied to, like, her regular pulse points and to the handkerchief.
Sure, whatever floats your boat.
She just shrugs.
And Echo will knock on the door.
Give me a perception check. Wits and perception. Or an awareness.
All right. 2.
Cool. There's a pause, some noise, a slight thud, and then the door is yanked open, and you are faced with a somewhat thin, disheveled woman with very intense eyes, hair that was clearly, like, well put up, I don't know, a week ago, and what was probably a reasonably nice black dress, but has been so stained and burned that it's almost indecent. Yes?
Hi, we were looking to get our hands on something that could,
Who sent you?
Nobody fucking sent us. We're not with the fucking cops. And we're not with any fucking gang you might have any problem with.
How convenient. Make a persuasion check.
Fuck, Echo doesn't have any, Echo doesn't have any persuasion.
I can kind of push Echo a little bit to the side and just, excuse me, if you please let us in. It's important business.
Yeah.
Do I still have to roll it?
Yes, you do. Absolutely.
What's my bonus on that? And can I roll with manipulation?
Can you roll
I should
with
have a
what?
specialty in it, and I don't know what I'm going to call it yet.
Okay. You're rolling charisma plus persuasion. You did use the perfume.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you an extra dice. And I don't think that this is specifically within your creed. Right?
I don't think so.
Cool.
That is 5 successes, though.
5 is good. 5 is quite good. Also realized once I described the character that you're currently face down with Helena Bonham Carter.
Rad.
I mean, yeah, this is just a Burton film, isn't it?
I assumed.
Certainly this moment is, because with a somewhat frantic nod that you quickly realize mirrors most of her movements in being mildly frantic. She waves you in, turns, and enters into the small room. Come on, come in. Yes. Got some business.
Yes, we
Aylin
can.
just offers the rest motions for the rest to follow in.
Anything before you guys head in? No?
Sorry, I'm making fun of Freyja.
Okay. The interior really confirms your worst fears from the exterior. The smell is repulsive, despite the rough wooden surfaces being scrubbed within an inch of their lives. Things too ghastly to contemplate float in jars of fluid, gently churning with the movement of the water beneath you. Once you board, she steps out the other side. You hear a splash, and then the boat begins to drift out into the water. She returns. Right. So, what do you need then?
We're actually looking for an acid. Capable of, if not completely eating through, but making at least a noticeable mark on some relatively high quality metal.
Right, I heard acid. Is that right?
That's it.
Right. Let me. She begins to dig and rummage. Anybody who wants to can look around, talk to her. You're in a weird lab floating out onto the Thames.
Raven's going to be looking for potential other exits.
For sure. Perception and awareness.
Wits.
Wits, yes.
7.
Damn.
Everything's an exit.
Honestly, so here's the thing, right? For you, this is not difficult. This place is kind of ramshackle, meaning that unless you hit like a central beam supporting the roof, you could probably shoulder through most of the walls if you really had to. After that, you are 2 steps from the water, which if someone's trying to kill you is a pretty safe place to be. Unless they're willing to like chase you with a knife, and then you're in a different situation. I think you clock the actual dangers in this room. This person is clearly a little unstable. And if Echo's information is correct, in possession of some fairly powerful alchemical compounds. Anything else you'd like to know? On a 7, just ask me one question. I will tell you truthfully.
Oh, is there anything that seems woefully out of place for something of this nature?
Secret chem lab on the water with a strange lady running it.
I know that seems like a very strange question, but
you wouldn't expect to see like high-end merchandise or a high-end item in this location. So things of that nature.
Yeah, I think the thing that I think you are able to like move around the room and glance in a drawer and note a sizable sum of very clean money.
Okay.
Aylin, what are you doing?
I'm watching this person and making the most heinous small talk. Heinous in that like small talk sucks. Trying to figure out like basically, I want to use my natural kind of like cold reading ability like as a con artist to see what's up as a to see who this person is.
For sure.
And then also I kind of want to use sense the unnatural just to see what just cuz I think that's part of it for her.
Okay. In that case, roll. I'm going to give you a good roll here. I'm going to give you manipulation and insight
Yay.
to cold read someone. And then also your sense the unnatural.
So for that cold read, that is 3 successes. For sense the unnatural, that is 2 successes. And like for sense the unnatural, Aylin like takes her mask down and like turns kind of away from the rest of the group so it doesn't look weird. You know how cats open their mouths when they smell things that are like really stinky?
Uh-huh.
She's sort of open mouth sniffing the space, like trying not to look super obvious while she does it.
Very nice. Very weird.
But her cold read was 3 successes.
On a 3 with cold read, I think your question gets answered for you at a certain point. As you're talking to this woman, and she's like rummaging around for stuff, and at a certain point, she brings out a little tin and rubs some white powder across her gums.
The coke.
It's like, oh, she's self-medicating or medicating. She might be a doctor.
At this time, it's probably that.
Yeah. In terms of the unnatural, she seems to be the spirits, if they are here, remain silent.
So she's just an over-the-counter coke head. Got it.
Anything else from Echo?
Not yet.
She finally finds what she's looking for in a steamer trunk and pulls it out, this box. All right. Brings it over, puts it down, wipes some grime off the lid, flips it open, and you see several metal vials. So, how much do you want?
Oh, sorry. There must have been a bit of a misunderstanding. We're not here for the acid. I want to know who the last person. I want to know who the last person you sold it to was.
What? You. Now listen. I didn't go to these colleges. I didn't work under the best chemists of my age to sell information. You want acid? I got acid. You want this? You want that? You want medicine? I got medicine. You want what I've got? I'll sell it to you.
And you've got the information, don't you?
Oh, we
somebody-
understand. We understand the sensitive nature of this operation, we'd be willing to pay handsomely for the information that you could give us.
Handsomely, huh? Well, as at least one of you certainly knows, my business relies on a level of discretion. A level of, the right people know who I am.
And we are
Now,
the right people.
We'll see. We'll see. So, you want to know who I sold it to? All right. Make me an offer. And since Echo initiated this, I'm going to have you roll, but I will let you get 2 extra dice from Aylin, helping.
All right, what am I rolling?
In this case, we're going to go manipulation and either subterfuge or persuasion.
Okay, well, I can
You get 2.
Yep, it brings me to 5.
Hey, hold on. I have a shenanigan. If I can get perfume on Echo, will it work on her?
You can certainly try. But doing so is a weird distracting thing, so if it doesn't have the intended effect, it will take away one of those dice you are lending.
So potentially 2, another die, or basically add a die or lose a die?
Correct.
Man, my shenanigan heart really wants to do this.
I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it.
But the chaos.
All right.
What the fuck? Hold on. I have a couple more. Fucking seriously.
Don't roll bad.
Hey man, the dice decide. So,
I should have tried to help.
I can't discuss my clients. Even if you've had the nod, even if you're here, if you know, I can't discuss my clients. How would you feel if the next guy who came in was like, who did you tell? And then I told them, and then someone's on you, right? Right?
I'd be flattered.
Right?
Someone's asking
Right?
for us.
If
Okay, so she's not the one. Looking over at Echo. She's not the one?
Oh, she hasn't the slightest clue how any of this actually works.
Right. Now, what about you? Points over at Raven.
yes, if I may
What's your
interject.
deal?
The person that purchased the acid prior, they have unfortunately caught the eyes of some very bad people. As of this moment, we're the only ones that know of this connection, but others may know more. I value discretion, as does everyone here. No one else needs to know what happens in this room aside from us.
That's solid. It's going to probably be intimidation.
Intimidation and what?
Let's go with composure.
Oh no. That's 1.
You want to use a
Yeah,
point
I
of
do.
willpower?
Just hit reroll failures.
Yep. 3. Well, he did seem on edge. And, I know a thing or two about being on edge. I've been around, met some people. I know when someone's not entirely on the level. But if they're in trouble and you're just trying to help, and obviously I don't want to be involved in whatever they're involved in. I don't do whatever my customers do. What they do is what they do. I just sell them whatever they need.
Exactly.
You understand. You right. So if you needed to warn them, I could tell you how to meet them.
That's all we are asking.
Right.
And of course, we will pay you for this information too. Because we know this is putting you out.
Yeah, good. Yeah. All right. I appreciate that. So yeah, just give me a minute. And she starts writing something down. Quick question. How are we on money? Does anyone have wealth?
Dude.
Is that a yes?
You made me get it.
It was appropriate for your character. Cool. Mark an expenditure of wealth.
Also, aren't we backed by the queen? I'm making up
You
this,
can get
the
reimbursed,
funds.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, can I get a receipt for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a second.
On the level, at least.
It's just a piece of paper with a dollar amount on it that says bribe. Sorry, pounds. Just X number of pounds for bribe.
I'll return this to our handlers with my expenses. Do I have to report these on my taxes?
That was part of the conditions of joining this organization. You guys don't pay taxes anymore.
Excellent.
You thought I paid taxes before?
I don't think any of us did.
You have, as she hands you these notes and takes some money, the ability to set up a meeting with whoever bought this acid. Basically, you put a time and place in a dead drop. They will pick it up, or someone connected to them will pick it up. And then you'll have a meeting.
Can we do some research first on who we're meeting?
You can certainly try. Anything else before you leave this floating death trap?
Can we actually buy the acid? Could I get a vial of the acid as well?
Yeah, she'll sell you some acid.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I will buy one of the vials of acid as well.
Make another note against your wealth.
I mean, how much could it be?
It's very expensive.
Ew. All right, well, I'm expensing that as well.
This is high grade, very concentrated. I mean, it melted through the bolts on a vault in a matter of minutes. Probably why, unlike the rest of her experiments, it was kept at the bottom of a chest in another locked box.
Fascinating.
Because there's clearly a collection of experiments and quite a bit of cocaine here. What then?
I don't really have anything else for her.
We didn't get her name. I think in my small talk, I will ask her name, etc. Does she actually give it to us?
No, I think she narrows her eyes at you and says, "What would you need that for?"
Well, we have to call you something. What if we want to refer other criminals to you?
She's again looks at you a little puzzled and then looks over at Echo, like, what is this?
She's new.
Right. Well, that's not your job. You don't send people to me. You send people to people who know people, and if they think those people are good, they send them to me. All right?
Aylin just sighs and makes and gives a shrug.
Exactly. Hey. Exactly. All right, get
She
off my
just
boat.
nods.
All right. What else would you guys like to do, or are you going straight to the dead drop? How are you going to set up this meet? You said research beforehand, possibly?
I'd love to, yeah.
Especially scoping out the area, I feel.
Yeah, the area where the dead drop is, we're likely not going to be able to get anything from the people there that might oversee when it's picked up.
Asking questions in that area would be definitely a big problem.
Very bad idea. Yep.
Well, we have a name, correct?
No.
No, we just have a location.
You have a dead drop.
All right.
That your thief uses, or his network, etc. It'll get back to the person who purchased the acid.
So yeah, we should set up observation over the dead drop, but if we can't do research, we can't do research.
All right. Who wants to actually watch the drop?
Like, make it the drop or just watch the area?
So yeah, what is your guys' plan? You have a location. It's down in one of the, actually not far from the boat along the Thames. There's a collection of bars and stands that serve dock workers. This is the industry of getting stuff off the river and putting it to use. And there are, you go there, you buy the cheapest booze you can imagine. Go over here, fish. That's what you eat. That's what you drink. And in this little setup, there's an old, rotted out boat that's kind of been made the mascot. And if you stick the note under the seat, it will presumably be found.
Short of me changing into a disguise, which would be hilarious, I do think this is not my wheelhouse.
If we want to remain undetected, might I recommend Lucian? The bird. Lucian can alert us or follow someone that picks up the dead drop.
Well, the thing is, what then? Are you able to communicate with him in a way that's...
He'd be able to bring us to where that person was.
Right, but I feel like being able to relay, well, what kind of person, where they handed it off, what we might be able to expect around that area, that kind of thing might be helpful.
True.
Well, if one of us could watch the drop and the bird could follow the person.
2 prongs.
Why not?
I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Yes.
Raven, please give me a wits and animal can roll.
Are you serious?
He's your bird. He's given Echo a look. Jill just like not happy about something.
Lucian's not happy about something.
Yeah. Correct. Yes.
I don't think Lucian wants to work with you. Echo.
Well, then I guess we're at a bit of a fucking impasse, don't you think?
Are we... Lucian? He's a bird.
He has quite a personality.
No, I believe him. I have to have a biscuit in my pocket.
Are you
I'm gonna
going
give
to
the bird a bit. I'm gonna give the bird a biscuit. I love him.
All right.
Oh.
I'm gonna call for a roll.
What?
Charisma and animal can.
Wild. Okay. I'm willpower rerolling
my
all
God.
of those.
Yes, please spend them.
1 success.
1 success.
I want to be best friends with this bird.
Lucian is clearly having a moment that nobody is quite comprehending, and eventually acknowledges the treat and like takes it and puts it down. Like, I'll eat this later.
You do you, baby.
Lucian, dear, I'm sorry if they were offensive in any way. You know they wouldn't mean it.
Ruffles his feathers, shifts from foot to foot.
Or is there something else
Then
that's
starts-
upsetting you?
He breaks contact with Echo, breaks eye contact, sort of picks up the treat and flutters up to your shoulder to start eating it.
Or he's a bird and he's, food motivated.
I'm sure Echo has a few treats here or there.
I barely consume enough food to feed myself most of the time.
Do you need a cracker for Polly?
Lucian, not Polly.
Never mind. Ugh. All right, so if the bird is out, do you want someone else to follow?
I mean, I'm confident enough in my ability to follow somebody.
Echo would be
It's not like I haven't
skilled
done
enough
it
to do
before.
that. I can play lookout, at the very least. While Echo follows.
Is this one of those times we might need muscle?
Yes.
I mean, hopefully not, but having one or two guys might not be a bad idea. More than that, and it starts to get a little
Now,
obvious.
reminder, this is just setting up the meeting.
Then-
This isn't even going to the meeting.
This is to tail the dead drop.
Yes.
Then I suppose if we don't think it's that much danger, then we should just do it.
It shouldn't be.
I have every confidence in you.
Well, and let's get to it.
Right. What kind of message are you sending? Any details? Just a time and a place? If so, where and when?
And the information that the woman provided, was it just details about how to arrange it, not specifics about preferred meeting spots?
Yeah. Meeting spot is all up to you. This is just put a note here. The guy will get it.
I think we need a carrot.
What, we don't really have anything to offer to him.
It doesn't have to be real. Something to bait him into, or her, into meeting us.
Tell them we want to hire them for another job.
Do you think that would work?
Probably.
Looks at Echo.
It depends on how directly involved this person is with what's going on. It's entirely possible they're just another middleman.
Then they pass it down the line to someone who can take the job, but it doesn't matter because we've met the middleman.
Well, valid points.
It just needs to draw them out. It doesn't need to actually be effective.
Mummies are quite valuable.
Are we going
just
to
tell
ask them?
them-
Are we going to ask them to steal a mummy?
No.
We don't have to tell them we're doing anything yet. We just need to tell them we need to hire them. Just like crows, I assume they're very food motivated.
Lucian is a raven.
Sorry, ravens.
All right. A note proposing a job.
That's my idea. That's what I would put forth.
Cool. I will want from Echo. Streetwise and charisma. And you can use your creed for this because setting an underground meet is very much within your wheelhouse.
Yeah. All right. Oh!
Jesus Christ. 7 successes on 7 dice.
Amazing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that guy's your best friend.
So here's the things you know. Yeah, you're meeting with somebody who is involved with a major heist, which means they're not necessarily risk averse. Also, the crown jewels weren't like sellable necessarily, so they're not in it for the money. You're dealing with a daredevil.
Yeah, they're in it to say that they did it.
So that can inform your choice of a meeting location. Something dramatic, preferably something kind of iconic with an element of risk. I don't know, is there like a really big bridge you could stand on top of?
Our giant clock.
Are we just going to take him to London? We could do it. Honestly, we could just do it on the London Bridge.
That's not suspicious at all.
Let's just hope it doesn't fall down all around us.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
There's always old Big Ben as well. Breaking into Big Ben.
That could also work. Let's
just pick one.
Yeah, let's do Big Ben. It's
right on.
Public enough that there's some element of risk, even without being, actively dangerous physically.
As long as you're on the inside.
Yeah.
And not caught on a gear. Potentially dangerous, not actively dangerous.
Exactly.
Sweet. Who's going to the meet? We doing whole trio, front and center?
If it's just a dead drop, I do not need to be there. I'm only necessary if someone needs to say something.
This is the meeting. The dead drop takes place. You put the note in place. You hang out and keep an eye out. And right around closing time, when the dock workers are coming up to get their food and drink and talk and play dice, someone reaches under the seat, takes the note, pockets it, and heads out. So your message gets through. The actual meeting with the person you're trying to meet is scheduled for Big Ben, afternoon, evening?
Probably early evening.
All right. Sunset-ish.
Yeah.
Do we all want to go?
I think we
Better
should
safe than
go.
sorry, but we should arrange things specifically. Not all of us should be seen, so to speak.
Yeah, you guys can hide nearby if you want to, or a few of you can. Also, if you want a couple of your soldiers on standby.
I think Muscle, I can be the face on this, but I don't have the stealth to do anything otherwise.
Yeah, I think Aylin is our face.
Yeah. I think also hiring Muscle to guard the exits would not be a bad idea.
Yeah, just in case. And then Raven and I can be somewhere nearby.
I'm
That's
sure
a plan.
Aylin is able to come up with a story about the job.
Sure. Aylin can, Clara, struggling.
Well, you got another minute. Go ahead and give me stealth checks for Raven and Echo.
All right. Is this dexterity
still?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll my figures.
And I can use desperation on this, yeah?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Okay. So that is going to be a natural one on the desperation dice, which means one of two things is now going to happen. Either you're going to overreach, meaning that you count your successes as normal, or you're going to slip into despair, which means you won't roll your creed on anything until you accomplish your sort of hunter mantra, your drive. and regain a sense of confidence.
I think I have to overreach.
All right.
Because if I despair, then I fail.
Fair enough. As a reminder, overreach also increases
Danger by 1.
Increases the danger by 1.
Termite, you bitch.
I'm sorry.
So all of our danger is up by 1 now?
Yes. The
Can't
overall
spend
danger
willpower.
of this campaign increases by 1. All right. You guys are in place. Price has brought a couple of guys, lightly armed. They've been directed to use a hand-to-hand approach and only resort to weapons if clearly lives are in danger.
I'm deciding whether or not having one with me is a bad or a good thing.
You do also have your allies nearby, in the rafters, so to speak. Not so to speak, literally. They're like above you in the construction of the tower.
I'm still like a woman outside at night.
Well, you're not outside.
You're on
True,
the
true.
30th floor of Big
If we're
Ben.
doing this as dramatically as... Yeah, you're on the 30th
Jesus.
floor of Big Ben. There is a constant clicking and mechanical sounds. These giant gears, made of wood in some places, turn, and the clock face itself is right next to you.
Dramatic. Then I'm fine.
All right. The time grows near. I'm going to make a little dice roll real quick. All right. The evening presses on, or the afternoon, drawing to its close. Quiet. Just constant clicking. Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Give me perception checks all around. Wits and awareness. All right. As usual, it is your marksman's eyes that are the sharpest, and the first to detect the arrival of a lone figure wearing a hat pulled low and a cloak concealing their frame. They climb the stairs, glance up, noticing Aylin, and a moment more, join her on the platform behind the north-facing face of Big Ben. After a pause, they remove the hat and look up. And Termite, I'm going to need you to describe your ex-partner, Snake Delaney, please.
Sorry, my everything cut out. Could you repeat that?
Please describe your ex-partner, Snake Delaney.
That motherfucker. Yeah, he is, kind of a wiry guy. He's very thin. And he's got, like, black, like slicked back hair. He looks like a real fucking scumbag. But he also, carries himself professionally, at least as professionally as you can when your job is robbing places. And he's very, very confident. Kind of got
And if
a swagger about him.
If you were to assign him an accent, I'm leaning Italian based on your description.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, who you wanted to meet? Who are you?
Sorry, one moment, I'm laughing.
Is it at my bad Italian accent?
It's not at your bad Italian accent. I respect you.
I trained for British. Now, get in the scene.
Yes, I've heard you are the person to acquire things.
I've been known to do that. What do you, who'd you hear it from first?
It does not matter, does it?
It might.
I promise you the job is enough that you won't need to ask.
Okay. Tell me about the job.
I'm looking for it's something very valuable. Are you aware that they've imported a mummy into London?
First of all, I'm going to need a manipulation and subterfuge roll.
Can I
Just
add a
to
bonus for
not-
my perfume?
You've reused the perfume?
Yeah, probably. It's pretty consistent at this point.
Cool. Then yes. Yes, you can. And this is just to like conceal the fact that you are up to all kinds of no good right now.
I mean, he must be too.
Yeah, but he's up to his own version of no good. You're up to a very different version of no good.
Fine. Is 7 successes enough?
That being said, he has come up the stairs and he's got this swagger to him. And he walks up, taking off the hat, being kind of gentlemanly. He's looking you right in the eye, and there's an intense energy and chemistry that you are pretty used to using.
Yeah, as soon as she's like, this is a dude, great. Aylin lets you see her kind of like adjust so that her like it's cold, it's nighttime. She adjusts so her scarf sort of allows the wind to pick that up for her. And just, just gives him her most beatific smile. I promise it could be made very worth your while.
Do tell. Mummies, you say? I heard there were a lot of them.
Dwindling by the day and impossible to get into the country, but I have an interest in Egyptology, you know?
Familiar?
Of course, I understand if you can't do it. It's one of those things that only particularly skilled importers can grab.
Now you don't know me, so I'll let that slide. But I can get anything.
No, please tell me about yourself.
I'm the best there is. I can get in anywhere and take whatever needs to be taken. Sometimes I just do it for fun. Sometimes I just do it to feel alive. Really motivates me. drives me on. I get what I want. And I can get what you want. No, I think I know what you want.
Aylin leans in very close. I told you what I want, and it's a mummy.
I'll get you a mummy then. How soon do you need it?
How soon do you think you could wire something like that for me?
Tonight.
All right. You really could get me something tonight.
I can do anything.
And what's it going to cost me?
He's going to name an above average sum, you might say. But as you guys are discussing, what's going on in Echo's head?
At first, Echo was like, of course it's this motherfucker. But then she hears him go on and on about how he's so great. And there is a part of her that wants to just jump down and slit his throat right there. But this is neither the time nor the place for that. So she's just kind of sitting there, like, gripping whatever she's holding on to, like, white knuckle, and just waiting for him to fucking leave.
Aylin is so close to this man's face.
Yeah, I'm going to call for a roll. I'm going to need a willpower roll from Echo.
Oh,
because you
I'm
have
gonna
a quality.
fail.
You have a
Yeah, I
quality
sure
that specifically
do.
demands that you act in these situations.
All right. Well,
I
I'm
fucking swear.
gonna fail this roll. By the way, I have 1 unspent willpower.
Okay. I think it's your total in this case, but
Oh, would it be? Hold on. Let me check the wording of the flaw.
okay.
7. Yeah, no, because if something calls for a willpower roll, it is unspent willpower.
Oh my god, we're gonna die.
With a single success, I have good news. You do not have to kill him immediately, but you have to get involved in this conversation immediately.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
But Daddy, I
Echo
love him.
is...
A punch to the face would be very reasonable.
Yeah, Echo is just gonna drop... She's not even gonna, like, get a rope and climb down. She's just gonna drop from the rafters. I will gladly make an athletics check for that. To
Please
not
do. Jackson Athletics.
fucking die.
Is there anything I can do before this happens? Can I is there a way to sense danger on this moment? I don't have sense danger.
I'm going to give you a wits and awareness. Difficulty 4 to perceive this taking place.
Okay.
Raven, you're here keeping a lookout. You've probably got your rifle with you. And all of a sudden, you see your new friend Echo just drop out of the rafters onto this guy.
Oh, I was like, can I? Oh no, never mind. I was like, can I find it before it sends it before Raven drops from the rafters? But it doesn't matter. I rolled bad.
No, you do not.
Raven is not going to break position, but she is definitely mumbling under her breath, fuck.
Amateurs, man. Yeah. Echo, you land on this guy. You tackle your ex-partner to the ground. Now what?
She is just like straddling him, flips him over so he's face up, and just punches him square in the face.
Echo!
You motherfucker coming in here talking like you're the fucking best thief in the goddamn block. The fuck do you think you are?
Strength
You
plus
piece
brawl.
of shit. Okay, yeah.
He's going to counter in kind. He gets
Okay,
2.
Echo. Not good at this. Just 1.
You get 1. So you're calling him out. He grabs your arms and tosses you off him. The fuck is this? Who are you? What?
Well,
Echo.
nice to see you too, motherfucker.
You know this broad? Not sure which one of you he's addressing that to.
I look shocked. I'm going with full, like, I don't know what's going on anyway, so I'm just going to lean into that. We're method now.
Cool. This will be the end of the benefit from your previous 7. He's gonna put his back to you like this person just attacked both of you.
Rad. If his back is turned, I'm looking at him like, what the fuck?
We're gonna go into initiative.
Oh no,
You can-
I went wrong!
You can use your initiative to talk if you want,
Oh no, not way wrong.
but just so that we know in what order things are happening. Are you going to attack this guy?
Not yet.
All right. What would you like to say?
Echo is going to see that look from Aylin, just be like, right, I never told that story, did I?
We met 2 days ago, bitch.
Yeah, oh no, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Wait, you do know her?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that in
That So, the fuck are you doing? Are you just a fucking idiot?
The fuck are you doing? I'm trying to do business. You got busted, remember?
Yeah, and, whose fault was that again? Which one of us was the one that decided it'd be a good idea
I
to
don't
turn ghost?
remember.
Really? That's really interesting. 'Cause, it was you motherfucker. You're the reason that the entire crew ended up getting caught.
I got a better offer. And look at you. You're out already. I knew you'd be fine. So, why are
Yeah,
you
but
after me now?
You got a better offer, you say? What did they offer you?
I'm going to say that's it for your turn, unless you want to
Yeah.
make a specific roll to try and, get under his skin a little bit.
I don't
All
really
social
have
skills
anything
for
to
the
get under
thief.
his skin.
Fair enough.
Like, maybe a charisma intimidation?
Sure.
Which I
You
really
did
need
appear.
to put
You did.
points in.
You very much put him off of his game by dropping on his head mid flirting. And depending on the successes you get, 3 successes. Yeah, he's shaken. He's wearing this nice coat. You realize it was, on the way up, it was just an overcoat that was sort of hiding his frame, but it's nice. And you have thoroughly torn part of it. He's a little disheveled. His hair's out of place now. Right on. You have knocked him out a little bit. Off center, anyway.
All right.
Raven and Aylin. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm desperately trying to figure out if if I can keep this stupid fake cover up and if it's worth doing, but also, hey, Echo, stop fucking this up for us. Unless if there's anything Raven wants to do, I'm stuck.
Raven doesn't want to give away her position because she's at a very advantageous position right now, and if she would take a shot, You're both in the line of fire.
In that case, we're gonna use our words.
So she's gonna be silent until needed, but she is watching very carefully and willing to pull the trigger if necessary.
I think I'm going to try to pull Echo off of Snake.
They are physically separated at this point. This stranger is currently between you and Echo, facing her.
I think in the kind of getting to not like closer to Snake, but like kind of behind him still. I'm gonna make direct eye contact with Echo and just ask, "What's going on?" And like, full looking terrified, looking at Echo like, "Bitch, what is happening?"
You did just catch the "you screwed over my crew."
Yeah, I know. Echo, why are you fucking standing here now? It is a direct question to Echo, and it is not a like. It sounds like I'm confused. I'm hoping she catches them.
Yeah,
fair enough. It's all right, doll. Just gotta sort out some business with an old associate. Actually, yeah, make me a manipulation and subterfuge to pass communication without him catching on.
Sure. One success.
Bro.
fuck.
I'm about to re-roll. I'm running out of willpower here.
Up to you.
Yeah, why not? Let's fuck things up for ourselves later. Man, I should stop doing that.
All right, so that's 2 instead of 1, which is better.
Did I get extra dice for my perfume?
Believe that affects
abusing it.
No, I don't think that works for this.
Fine.
So you are gonna succeed with that. I reduced his threshold because he got knocked off his feet. All right. Hold up. You're interrupting my business right now. To settle a grudge? How about we settle this properly? You and me. Not in the way of business.
Oh, no. You forfeit all right to that the moment that you decided to turn us in.
This is why I gotta work for somebody new. This is right here. Get this high and mighty attitude, like you're the one who gets to make these calls. What if I make the call, huh? What if I say that's how we're doing it?
Well, that is certainly one way that things can go.
Well, there it is. Then.
And we can see how it goes. But you're not the one making the calls. I know that. And I think you know that.
I'm going to have everybody here give me an insight check. What's an insight?
Screaming.
Three success.
3 successes.
Echo, you're in the moment. You're just throwing out whatever, trying to get to this guy. Raven and Aylin both notice when Echo said, "You're not the one calling the shots." There was a tension, a recognition, a suppression. That was correct. just a true statement that he's trying not to reveal was true. He's working for somebody. Maybe even somebody important to him. So, when do you want to do it?
How about you finish up your business here, and I'll give you 10 minutes to run.
Oh, I don't think I'm gonna run.
Is that so?
Behind him, you can just Aylin is giving you the most what the fuck look.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
He glances over at the face of the clock. See you soon.
Sure. You might.
I see. You gonna fuck off now?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, let me finish my conversation.
Echo is going to go and wait outside. By outside, I mean like one floor down.
Cool. Well, that was something. Sorry you had to see that.
I'm so sorry. What was that?
You know, you do enough in this business, people get jealous. They start to they question your skills. They think, oh, I could do anything he could do. Some of them learn the easy way and some don't.
So, an old colleague who doesn't believe in you. Did you give her reason to do so?
It's a complicated business.
Should I take my money elsewhere?
I don't see why you should. No. I'll take care of this. Take care of what you need. Get you your mummy, no problem.
Aylin gives him a long look. Explain to me what just happened here, and maybe I'll believe you.
Give me a persuasion check. Manipulation and manipulation persuasion.
Jeez, I roll like shit. 2 successes.
Bro. Dice are not your
Give
friend.
me Echo's backstory.
Look. The only part you need to worry about. We used to know each other. We weren't really doing anything noteworthy. I found someone who would help me rise to the next level, so to speak. And I took it. And part of that meant that she had to go. And now she's back. Clearly a little bent out of shape about it.
I can't imagine why.
I say, it's
If
the
you're-
business.
If you're deeply uncomfortable explaining it to me here, I could let you buy me a drink later.
I'm going to let you re-roll that charisma manipulation. Yep.
Men
And you
are
are going
stupid.
to add your perfume. Three
Come
on 8
on!
dice.
3 on 8 dice?
So it's still below average.
How is that possible? I'm not
He-
re-rolling this.
He straightens his hair a little bit and says, you know, that actually sounds pretty good.
I
Know a
assume
little
if we
place.
I assume if we leave together, she might not murder you immediately.
Oh, I don't think anybody's gonna die. We just gotta settle things, you know. I'll take care of it. I'll see you,
You said
little
you'd get it
cafe
tonight.
across the street.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow evening
Sure. Sounds
across
good.
the street.
Yeah, there's a little cafe, kind of points out through the clock across the river. It was nice meeting.
Wonderful to meet you.
And he's going to turn and sort of indicate the stairs that you should go first.
I don't trust him to put him behind me, frankly. Fuck it, I'll let him. I'll head down first.
Cool.
If he pushes me down the stairs, I'm gonna kill him.
Gonna make a little roll real quick.
Oh, come on.
Cool. Raven.
Yes.
You're keeping a close eye on this. You watch this altercation, the following conversation. Aylin headed towards the stairs. And as she does, you see this guy reach to his back behind his coat. Let me know if you want to do anything. Pulling something out?
She's immediately going to take aim and finger on the trigger. If she spots a gun, she's firing.
Cool. He pulls out not a gun, like a claw. And then it's got rope on it. He takes a couple steps, hits a latch to open a window out onto the face of Big Ben, and is going to latch a grappling hook and start rappelling down the side.
Would Raven unhook the grappling hook? No. They have their meeting. There's too much information that we could lose. She would let him go.
Cool. Echo, I'm also going to give you a roll to notice this as it's happening.
Oh boy. Wits awareness?
Wits and awareness.
3.
Cool. I think you see Aylin come down the stairs. You're like, he's kind of, excuse me, kind of alone up there. And you look up and you can't see him. And then you take a step back to get a clearer view of the whole platform, and you still can't see him. And that's when you see the open window.
Yeah, he always was a fucking coward.
All right. But with a lead acquired, is there anything else you would do as he flees?
Oh, no, she's just gonna let him go.
If able,
Mhm.
Raven would order Lucian to follow him as closely as possible, to track him down to a possible location without giving him away.
Excellent. There's a roll for that knack, is there not?
Yeah, incognito. Second, pulling it up now.
Beast Whisperer. And
Charisma and Animal Kin. Yep.
please roll it. And I'm going to give you an extra dice because reasons.
That's 5.
Mm-hmm. 2. Lucian gives you a knowing look and flits out the window.
Okay.
The 3 of you reconvene.
Back at the train yard?
Still in Big Ben. Like, the guy is gone. You regather anything you want to say in this moment before you head back to the carriage in the train yard.
Echo, what the fuck?
I'd rather not talk
Yeah,
about
like
it.
that.
Well, you're going to either... That means you're going to either talk about it in the carriage or you're going to talk about it at the
It will
headquarters.
definitely be discussed.
Well, regardless, we're not talking about it here.
That is fine. On a side note, we now know he is just a peon.
Yes, he's working for someone.
Oh, that motherfucker couldn't run a thing for his goddamn life.
I also have Lucian telling him.
Oh, good.
So hopefully we find out where he's going. Do you know what mummy he's stealing?
Absolutely not. I didn't even think there was another one in town.
Huh.
Well, depending on things, he might still think that one is in the possession of the orcs.
Oh.
Well, he's about to disappoint us then, now won't he?
We could ask Pierce or Price if there's others. He may know.
We have a standing arrangement to meet tomorrow anyway. If he cannot produce anything, I want to see him with his tail between his legs.
I don't think that's gonna be what happens. Quite frankly, I don't know if he's the one that actually did anything. It's entirely possible. Like I said, he's just a middleman. And he has someone else to do it for him. Or rather...
Regardless, if he cannot make good on the offer, then I want to see what happens.
Did I get a particular vibe that he basically sacrificed your entire crew for his own upbringing in the criminal world?
Yes, that'd be exactly it. He turned us all into the police.
Is that a thing that we want to have the conversation here about?
That's fine.
Let's at least get to the carriage first.
I'm starting to head down the stairs.
You don't want to take the window?
Aylin looks down at her floor-length skirt. Not in this.
I'm legally obligated to take the window.
Thank you for watching The Great Game. If you enjoyed this story, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to follow for more of our content. You can find all of our actual plays on our website at www.hallowedhavenstudios.com. Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/hallowedhavenstudios. Your support helps make more of these stories possible.
Our 3 heroines have more or less met. You met your contact, who ended up being Snake Delaney, the exceptionally greasy douchebag who Echo is sort of explaining their history. Let's pick up back at HQ as you guys discuss and plan your next move.
Right,
So, Echo?
I was hoping you'd forgotten. Right, where should I start?
Oh, never.
Oh, we're not forgetting this.
Aylin is going to grab from like the I assume we have a little bar cart or something that we've
We
pulled from
have
the
a
dining
bar.
car.
Yeah, we have
We
a
have a
full
bar. Fuck it. Yeah, Aylin wanders over to has brought the decanter of whiskey and the glasses.
Oh, thank fuck, I'm gonna need that for this.
And we'll just pour glasses for everyone.
Alright, where do you want me to start?
The beginning would be nice.
Which beginning? Beginning of my working with him?
Sure. I mean, I'd love to know how you got into this at all, frankly, but...
I think that's a story for a different day.
I assumed.
So, yeah, the man that you just met was Max Delaney. Call him Snake for obvious reasons. He was kind of a second in command for me and my crew. It's never really anything big. Still getting our feet under us and learning the ropes, so to speak. But it was a good crew. I thought everybody could trust each other. And then we were out on a job. And one thing led to another. Things were going pretty smoothly. Everyone was doing their job. And then that fucker turned us in. Next thing we know, alarms are being sounded. Police are banging down the door. And then all of us end up in prison for a couple of years. It's been a while.
Did you ever find out why he betrayed you?
Well, not until today.
Just a better
So-
offer, really?
Seems like it. Although, I don't know exactly what that entails. Whether it's him being paid more or, I don't know, somebody to vouch for him. I
For
don't
lack
know.
of a better word, was he always a snake?
He presented himself as one, but with the crew, it was always... when it comes to stuff like this, there's only a handful of people you can trust, and it's the people that you risk your freedom with every day. Just turns out that one of them wasn't so much the kind of person that you can trust.
Well, in your line of work, who could you trust, right?
Like I said, generally the people you work with on a regular basis, you trust each other, because if you don't have that trust, then nothing ever gets done, because everyone's always worried they're going to get stabbed in the back.
Speaking from experience, you definitely need to have that trust.
Aylin gives like a hard look at both of them, but doesn't say anything.
Which reminds me, I should send off a few letters.
If you ever want
So-
to
Hmm?
end this feud, let me know.
I think I'd like to figure out more of what's going on.
Of course. But after.
But well, we'll see what happens.
I don't think he's causing that much trouble, provided you can control yourself.
Sorry, did you say the person that was directly involved with the stealing of the crown jewels isn't causing that much trouble?
We don't know that he's directly involved with stealing the crown jewels yet.
Right, we don't know. But it seems like a pretty fair shake, don't you think?
Perhaps. Is there a reason they didn't ask you to do it? If you're supposed to be as good as him.
Well, presumably they thought I was still in prison, or dead, or that I wasn't stupid enough to go and break into the Tower of London, because I'm not.
Would you have?
You did break into the Bank of England twice.
That was different.
And
That's
you were
one thing.
caught.
I was only caught because there was a fucker waiting in the vault. That's not exactly something that
But
you
that also
expect.
implies...
Language.
Shit. Fuck, I forgot Price and Boreal are here.
I think you
Get
guys
out!
discover in this exact moment that Boreal was here.
Get out!
So sorry, just cleaning up a bit. And he leaves.
Dad!
Dad, get out of our room! But the thing is, I don't steal things for other people. I don't do work. I steal things for myself. So, stealing the crown jewels ain't gonna do fuck all for me.
How do I ask? How are you? You steal things for yourself and then fence them yourself. Yes? In that case, what? How are you doing this without freelancing?
I used to, and probably still do, have a group that handles the things that I'm not quite so good at.
Controlling yourself, talking to people.
Alright, well, when you put it like that, yes. More so with talking to people. Usually I don't have any issue controlling myself, but, well, then I run into the person that decided that everything we'd done together didn't mean shit when it meant that he could get a better offer.
Yes, because everyone is going to screw you over at some point.
Raven's gonna take a big drink on that one.
Wits and insight for Aylin, please.
Boop, 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 1 second. Jesus, 1 success. I have great dice pools.
Never mind.
I just assume.
It's interesting, though. It seems like everything lined up perfectly for him to get into this role. And this connection to you, Echo.
Oh, fuck. No, that can't be right.
What?
I mean, it depends on... I can't say more without knowing more about what this cult of lords is.
There's a knock on the door.
Oh.
Okay.
Who is it?
Apologies, Mom. There's a woman from New York outside.
Oh! Yes, she can come in.
Come in. You want me to let her in?
Oh.
We should go out there and speak with her.
That's my agent.
You gave our secret base address to your agent.
Well, she should know who I am.
She downs the rest of her drink.
Same.
In fairness, I didn't mean to, but I'm going with it.
We'll be...
Do the three of you go outside?
Yes.
Or
Weirder, funnier
Yeah.
still is I didn't give her the address. Molly's that good.
Well, maybe you should hire her.
Yeah, we'll step out to meet her.
You guys step outside, and I think Raven, you kind of catch on to maybe why Molly is here, because she is sitting on the step giving like bits of trail mix to Lucian. Hey, that works out. How you doing? Oh, you got friends.
Molly.
Yeah, stands up, puts her newsboy cap back on.
Do you just make a habit of following ravens that you see?
Well, not all the time, but this one seems real smart, you know?
How did you encounter him?
Well, I was supposed to be meeting up with this one, points at Aylin, somewhere around here's. He said you'd, that there was a place we could meet. And then I saw this guy, and he was looking right at me, and I was like, that bird knows something. And then I gave him a couple of these, and he started going this way, so I followed him. And here you are.
I have been considered charming, but Molly is far more so than I.
Oh, you hush up now. It's one of us gets on stage, and the other one, stays back, makes it happen,
And that's what's so valuable.
Anyway, you're going to introduce me to your friends.
I should let them introduce themselves, actually, but this is Molly. She is Molly Collins. This is my agent.
Charming, it's a pleasure. It's great to meet you.
You can call me Echo.
No, you can call me Echo. All right, nice to meet you.
Raven. Just Raven.
All right, Raven. That's a beautiful name. Beautiful name. And a beautiful name for a beautiful bird. At this point, Lucian hops up onto her shoulder and then flits across to yours.
She'll reach into her pocket and hand Lucian a pistachio.
Cool. So you want me to find you work? We talk about it here, we talk about it inside.
Well, it's a little interesting, actually. It seems that there's quite a few people in this town who are deeply interested in ancient Egypt.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been talking to a couple of them.
I'll free to speak out
it's
here.
Here then. It's here then. Like, because you got your secret thing now. She's into some kind of secret thing. She fully asides to Echo. She's into some kind of secret business. She won't tell me the details, but I know it's important.
There's whiskey inside, though.
Well, never one to turn down the offered drink.
I think it usher everyone back inside where we can at least control the circumstances.
Yeah, I think if we just keep her confined to the bar.
She's not going to harm anyone.
Cool. To get to the bar, you do have to walk through the warehouse.
Oh, the warehouse is sketchy, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Y'all.
But not, it doesn't say spies in big letters on the ceiling.
But a fully stocked train car kind of does.
She's seen weirder stuff.
Here's what I'm going to say. This is going to happen unless Echo or Raven steps in to prevent it.
Why don't we... I'll just go get a bottle and bring it out.
Yes, let's set up a table and some chairs out here. It's a fine night.
It's a little cold, but I'm not one to judge.
I'm sure I can... Yeah.
So, I do have a couple of offers. A moment later, you've procured 4 mismatched wooden chairs and the bottle. Well, you want to hear about this? I got 3, maybe 4 houses looking to hear your services. I was surprised. People said that whole thing with the York family was going to be bad for business. What with some kind of medical thing coming out of it, maybe a fight. Sounded scary.
Elliot just got overwhelmed by the
I
experience.
would say it was quite explosive.
Well, there's a shocker. You know, that kid's got the constitution of a wet rat. He just
wet rat.
About a 40-year-old wet rat at this point.
Exactly. Anywho. Yeah, I got a couple of potentials lined up. There's the Mortons, the Halls, Hargreaves, and the Winstons.
Is there... What is their... Do they have a particular persuasion or inquiry, or are they trying to procure a second mummy?
I gotta fact check, I think, real quick. Because is it illegal to acquire a mummy at this point?
You know, we're British.
Yeah.
Is
Probably pretty
anything
hard.
really illegal if you had a flag at that point?
Yeah.
Well, they're all looking in that area. The Halls sound, they're casually interested. The Winstons are a big maybe. The Hargreaves, and as she says that name, Lucian Squawks. Yeah, they seem a little academic, for a number of specific questions.
Like what?
Just kind of wanted to know about what happened the other night, and if you were up to it, and checking in. How long had you been doing this? Do you know anyone else who does? You sure it's legit?
What did you tell them?
I told them you were as legit as it comes. Born and raised among witches and all that. The absolute bona fide article. Nothing less.
Yes, of course.
What else would I say? Wink.
No, you've got it right. I suppose that we could set up an interview before we do anything further. I don't know where we would get another specimen.
Oh, it sounded like they maybe had one.
How?
Hey, I don't ask those kinds of questions. They come up with what they need. They give us the money. We do what we do. You talk to the dead. I talk to the living. Neither of us talks to the traitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless, kind of leans in conspiratorially. Unless that's what you're looking for. You want me to find out where they're coming from?
I would be interested. I assume there's an upper limit to how many dead, wrapped people from ancient Egypt are in England.
Yeah, maybe.
Frankly, in the ground now.
I mean, yeah, maybe. How are Echo and Raven feeling about this? First of all, new person.
Very new person. Raven is off-put about the entire situation. Definitely on edge, but trying to remain cool and composed.
Yeah. Echo is kind of in a similar boat. She's definitely drinking. And she's trying to... She doesn't want to step in, but she is very curious about the Hargreaves. But she doesn't want to, say anything. But Lucian squawking at the mention of the name is interesting.
Raven has also stopped drinking.
Cool. Echo, give me a composure and stamina roll, please.
Okay.
Because you've had a very eventful evening.
Yeah.
And now there's a whole bottle right here.
Oh, she is. Yep.
That's a 1.
Cool. 1 success. Yeah. You're still in the consuming part, but in about half an hour, unless you eat or drink a lot of water, you're going to be pretty toasted. All right, so I can definitely get in with these guys. They seemed, I don't know if I'd say eager, but certainly interested.
I would love to
Is that a
know.
thing we're interested in? Was that what we're doing? Making the work happen?
With Elliot out, I don't want to rely on the York family.
Right. I'll send them some flowers all the same, get well soon card, something like that. From you,
Of course. Of course. I would prefer if it wasn't. I would prefer if my interest in working with the Hargreaves is framed as a distraught fiancé worrying about looking to perhaps seek more information on his condition and what happened rather than, looking for more work. Do you understand?
I mean, I hear the words you're saying. I'm not sure what you're going for. You want them to tell you what happened at a thing you were at?
I would not want it to be. I would not want it to get out that I was looking to return to the stage just because as soon as my beloved is cold.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Okay. They're a special occasion because some reasons the stars said so. You wouldn't
Interacting
be
with
doing
another.
this. Yeah, you wouldn't be putting on a show if there wasn't some specter from the other world calling out to you specifically about this. Otherwise, you're a grieving lady with a fiance who's in trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think as Aylin and Molly are kind of massaging this story, they're it's very she's very relaxed, and I think they're both. I think at least on Aylin, when you see Molly make certain movements just as she's adjusting and stuff, you can kind of see that Aylin does similar mirroring motions. It's not on purpose. It's just that she's very comfortable with this woman. That's sort of for Echo and Raven.
Yeah. Raven, give me wits plus insight, and Echo, give me wits plus insight -2.
Sure, man. I got you.
Yep.
I don't see shit.
Nope.
I don't see anything either.
1 success. These two are good friends.
Seeing that they
I don't think you
appear to
connect.
be good friends,
Yeah, go ahead.
she would ease up a little, but not in totality.
Cool. With appointments to make, Molly's about ready to head out. Anything else before she goes?
If you're looking into how all of these mummies are getting into Britain, do keep yourself safe. It seems to be a hot commodity right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Who would mess with me? I'm tough. I can take the lot of them.
I know, but I worry.
Yeah, you do. I worry about you too. All right. Take care. Have fun with your friends who are, whatever you're doing here.
Nothing terribly interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Strange warehouse, middle of nowhere. I can't come inside. Two beautiful women just hanging around, keeping an eye on everything. Nothing interesting at all. This place boring as hell. Can't believe I came down here. Total waste of time.
Total waste of time.
Nice.
She'll hand Molly the rest of the bottle as she's leaving.
And Molly heads out.
And now that was a good bottle.
She deserves it.
Yes, it was very good.
And Echo seems to be done.
Should
Sorry,
be
what?
done. At the least.
It's been a very long day.
Is there anything else, Echo, that we should know about Snake before we meet with him tomorrow? Is he ticklish?
Other than that, he's a fucking self-confident, upright cunt. Not really.
Yes, but you'd say that about anyone, frankly.
I know I wouldn't. He just fucking actually deserves it. Certainly wouldn't say about either of you.
I'm not doing my job then.
I'd say you're doing your job quite well.
I think I don't think I have anything else to do tonight, unless you guys do.
Stares at Lucian. We're going to have a conversation later.
We're talking later.
Give me in wits plus animal handling, please. Animal Ken. Raven.
Yep.
Five successes. 5 successes
Yep.
on 5
Oh,
dice.
sorry, I was muted.
Lucian, yeah. Lucian gives you a look. Interpreting his moods is sometimes challenging, especially when you're focusing on other humans. But he gives you a look and a little flap that you have come to interpret as, I have something to show you.
Raven would follow Lucian. Knowingly.
All right. He takes off. Are you telling Aylin or Echo about this? Or are you going?
Is the butler around? I can't remember his name. Boreal.
Boreal.
Raven would inform him that she is heading out and should be back before morning.
Of course, Mom.
And then she would follow.
All right. You follow Lucian through the streets, up out of this more industrial neighborhood, past shops, closing down. It's fairly dark out, but he takes you up into a nicer neighborhood and around and through until finally alighting on a large wrought iron fence around a well-established estate.
Can I make any markings of who this estate would belong to?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Politics would be ideal. Intelligence plus politics, if you have that.
No politics.
If not, then just
Wits
wits
awareness,
awareness.
okay. That's a 2. I'm going to reroll.
Okay.
That's still 2.
Wow. No hits on a reroll. That's a shame. You don't know the estate per se, and it's too dark to make out the name at the door without, like, going through the gate and walking up to the door. As you are observing, Lucian flies down to the other side of the fence, around the back, and comes a moment later and drops something to you.
Raven would pick it up.
It is a piece of cloth with a fine sort of edging to it that you recognize because it got torn when Echo dropped on Snake's head.
Raven would memorize this location and head back. And if possibly, try to see if there's any street signs to get an awareness of where she is.
For sure. You can definitely memorize the location. You can get back here if you need to.
Okay. She'd head back.
Yeah. The next morning. Do you guys have an appointment to keep? Or actually make me one more roll as you head out. I'm going to have you make me a stealth roll. Just
Of
to be
course.
inconspicuous.
Stealth with Dex and Stealth.
Yep.
That's 2. Oh my gosh.
The dice are not
They are
with
not.
you guys today.
We
They're
are
never
getting
with
punished
us.
brutally.
All right. You head back. Echo sleeps off a fair amount of alcohol. And the morning comes. What's the order of business?
Do we have the meeting with Hargraves today?
That has not yet been said.
I'd like to
She's
spend.
working on it.
I'd like to spend some of the morning seeing if I can get that information. Then, like, what's their reputation in town?
Okay. We're gonna roll. See what you know about them. Intelligence plus politics.
And I keep forgetting that as inquisitive, I should be like adding an extra die. I think.
Add an extra dice to this, yes. And don't get a 1.
Do I have politics? Haha. Two successes.
I have a question. Is your intelligence plus politics just 4?
Yes.
Okay, so that last one, which would be the desperation die, did come up as a 1.
God damn it. Can I re-roll and add the desperation die on the thingy?
No.
Farts.
So would you like to overreach or accept despair?
I'm trying to decide.
Mm-hmm.
Can I overreach? Will that fuck us over a lot?
It would put us at danger 3, which is a
Halfway?
lot for session 2.
The danger can be brought down.
It can be, but that would mean we have to be competent, and the dice disagree.
I'm so... God.
The
Make
dice
the
are not
call,
in our
right?
favor. But if you want to make it more exciting,
You also have a quality that specifically encourages you to do dangerous shit, so...
I know, and that's so much worse. You get how that's worse, right? I don't want to screw over like the rest of y'all in session 2. I'm trying to
Listen.
remember how bad.
Listen, it's fine. I think I have already done more work for that, and I think even this, you won't beat me.
All right, because statistically we'll hit this again. I will take despair the next time. I'm going to overreach for now.
Okay. Danger 3.
It's a good thing we have goons. Oh, we should pick one.
or several,
Pick a goon?
We need... What?
or several goons.
Yeah. I leave that to you too.
You would be picking them for aesthetic reasons, which is...
It's like puppies.
And it shouldn't be. Danger 3, but you've got 2 successes.
Yay!
On that little overreach. The Hargreaves are not well known to you, but you do know who to ask about them. There are a couple of people, usually hanging out in like social clubs, who like to chat a fair amount about anyone important. And joining them, you're able to steer the conversation towards the Hargreaves and ask a couple of interesting questions. Yes, they seem to be in fairly good standing, interesting people. Not too interesting. Not interesting enough to be closely examined. You wouldn't want to get into their business, certainly. Could be dangerous. But good to know. They all know them. Anyone who really knows people in this town knows the Hargreaves.
So, well-connected, unsavory, but popular.
Not unsavory per se. Give me an insight check.
Wits or intelligence?
Wits. Also, would you do this during the day, or would you have done this like the night before?
I would have started the night before, I think, since I don't stay at home. I don't stay with... Well, I had to put Echo to bed. I would have at least put out a feeler. Well, the feeler at night, but made good on it in the morning.
All right. I actually think these are mostly like hang out at night kind of folk.
Yeah.
Like they're at a club, they're drinking. But yeah, on 5. Interesting. I mean,
Now
there
that
are people in the circles of power who are like nice and won't take offense and just let stuff go. And there are people in the circles of power who like to exercise their authority on anyone they feel has offended them. And the Hargreaves are close to the latter group, if not squarely in it.
Love that for us. Interesting. So don't piss them off entirely. It's fine. Statistically, they're going to get a really good show. I'm 1 for 1 on mummies.
Absolutely. And as you get your information, you head back. I think it even occurs to you after you've gone. You showed up with one subject on your mind, and people who have made it their livelihood to talk about what other people are doing all picked up on your interest in that family.
Maybe I'll just look like a run-of-the-mill gold digger.
Hopefully. Yeah, so you have your meeting with Delaney in the morning, and potentially an engagement with the Hargreaves to unwrap a mummy in the afternoon.
What a full schedule.
Echo, you're waking up a little late. But actually, let's go. Raven, what are you going to do? What's your morning like?
Upon waking, probably a little bit later because she was out following Lucian, eat breakfast, check on Echo and make sure she didn't, die in her sleep from asphyxiation due to how much she drank.
She did.
Sad. No. She would check in with the butler and give the address that she followed Lucian to see if he would know the family that lives there.
Give him a dice roll. Yes, Mom, that would be the Hargreaves.
That's what I figured.
Anything else?
Do you know if they have any connection to the, lesser, well-reputed sides of the city?
I don't know that much about them at all. Old, respected. Generally. Oh, quite, I should think. I could look into the details if you wish.
Discreetly, if you can.
Certainly. Discretion is the word. He will take off to do that.
And then she would try to whip up breakfast for everyone, especially a more protein-heavy breakfast because of Echo is probably definitely going to have a hangover.
I actually think you entered, as Boreal was finishing making a bunch of breakfast.
She would just sit down and eat breakfast. And if Echo has not joined her, attempt to wake her.
Echo, you may join her.
Yeah, I think Echo kind of stumbles in, rubbing her temples. Right. I don't remember a fair bit last night. Did I miss anything interesting?
Oh, just that your ex-partner is in bed with the Hargreaves.
Sorry, what?
And she'll slap the bit of fabric on the table.
I'm also going to say, Aylin, you come into this.
Yeah, I'm getting in early because I want to check in with them before we have a meeting.
You'd want to hear this too.
Who's in bed with who?
Snake is in bed with the Hargreaves.
Oh, delightful.
I followed Lucian after he returned. Turns out that this bit of, well, cloth from the encounter last night was found outside the Hargreaves mansion. I confirmed it this morning. And our friend is looking into them.
That doubles down on their less than stellar reputation.
Oh?
Just asked some old friends. They don't seem to be particularly friendly individuals when it comes to those that would disappoint them.
You better put on one hell of a show.
I always do. Aylin looks genuinely offended.
I would just like to point out that I'm pretty sure that this does mean that was at least right about one thing. It's that he wasn't actually ever going to steal that money. He just had a patron that already happened to have one. That is something that came up last night, right? I didn't make that up.
Yes, actually, you're right. Is he going to steal from the Hargreaves to bring the thing to me?
If that's the case, and what you just said, they would not let him live.
I find it unlikely that he would steal it. Might just borrow it, or even just say that he has it.
Well, we're meeting with him in perhaps an hour, so perhaps we should find out then. Would you be able to control yourself, Echo?
Do you think it's a good idea that we're all in this together, considering how last night went?
What do you mean?
Well,
Echo should not be
at
seen.
least you seemed committed. Precisely.
Oh, yes, you're not coming in. You're not coming when anyone can see you, darling.
Well, just make sure he doesn't say anything stupid.
I don't think I could stop him.
No, you absolutely can't.
Statistically improbable.
I'm just curious about the timing here. When is your show with the Hargreaves?
It's not a show yet. It is just an interview. I want to know what they're asking for before I put on anything on.
You are definitely not going there alone.
Well, of course.
We should have it be twofold then. Should I attend the meeting with you? Both meetings.
Would you like to come? Yes, perhaps you should come with me at least to the meeting with Delaney.
Well, I'm just thinking that if he appears during your interview with the Hargreaves later.
That's true. I guess you could come to both. Echo, would you be okay shadowing?
Sure.
How's your head?
I feel like you know how my head is. I feel like I got kicked in the head by a fucking horse.
The answer is you haven't had any complaints. It's fine.
Just take a little hair of the dog, you'll be fine.
By the way, before we go, aside from the stupid thing that I already know that I did, I didn't say or do anything stupid last night, did I?
You hit on me several times as I put you to bed.
I see. Pretend that didn't happen?
That's not going to be forgotten.
I apologize. You are astoundingly my type, and unfortunately I do not date people I am working with.
What? Okay. Again, just pretend it didn't happen. I was drunk. Very drunk.
I mean, I
Echo.
wouldn't blame you.
Echo, please roll composure plus resolve.
Okay. Four.
Cool. You don't take a point of willpower damage.
Speaking of flirting, should we go meet Delaney?
I do believe we should, but don't try to lay it on so thick this time.
Whatever do you
You're
mean?
practically inside his pants.
Listen, some people respond better to blatant. There's subtext, there's text, and then there's super text.
You remind me so much of them. Let's go.
Who?
Ignore that.
A little while later, at a cafe, Delaney approaches.
Aylin isn't like dressed particularly ostentatiously, but does stand up and do the darling and gives him the double cheek kiss.
Double cheese.
She's French after all.
Absolutely lovely to see you. Glad you could make it. So, sorry about that little disturbance last night. I assure you I'm taking complete care of it.
I hope you do. How do you plan on taking care of it?
Let's just say that I got friends in the right places. So, you and I had a deal, yeah?
You said you could get me something in one day.
Has it been a day?
You have about 12
Oh.
hours.
Absolutely. And it's already done.
Already?
Yeah. Told you I could get it done.
You are astoundingly efficient. Can I ask how you came across it?
I mean, you can ask, but a man's
would
gotta
love-
have his secrets.
Of course, I would love to know the tale, though. Please, I'm always fascinated by this work.
Manipulation plus subterfuge.
It's okay, Raven. I'm disgusted with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Are you, though?
I ain't using this desperation dice now. 5 successes.
I don't think it would apply to this situation, but just to be clear, it's not optional.
Ah,
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
I stand corrected. I always used it when I played.
listen, some of us want a bigger dice pool. This is just
Yeah.
what I do good.
I am also a lunatic, so whatever.
That too.
5 successes, though, is good. 5 successes is good. So I know some people who are already in the trade, so to speak. People who kind of know how to get these things into the country, out of the country, around, inside. Now they have use for theirs, but they knew where I could find one. You know, slip in a window, negotiate with a couple of folk, get what I need in the wagon, and Bob's your uncle. We're out of there.
So it's in your possession right now.
It's around the corner.
Oh my.
Yeah, wagon's right there. But,
And
there's no reason to get to business right away. What you say we have something to drink, enjoy our breakfast? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
oh, I'm not that interesting.
Oh, I beg to differ. You seem, I mean, for one thing, look at you. And you're interested in this kind of stuff, that's curious. It's not everybody who wants a mummy in the middle of the night.
You have to understand, I do like a little danger. And like, Aylin leans in.
Yeah, I like a little danger too. So, what's your story,
Aren't
huh?
you? Oh no, I just cannot think of it. I'm so worried about you. This obviously must be particularly dangerous for you. Are you not worried of people coming after you?
Manipulation plus persuasion, and your difficulty has gone up.
How? Listen, hey, straight white man, I want you to talk about yourself. Why is this so hard? Difficulties now, what?
So the difficulty is just the number of successes you need.
Ah.
Critical gets you 6 successes.
Yes, white man, talk about yourself, please. Boast even.
Here's the thing. And I'll let you in on I'll let you in on something fun.
I've always been
The
so curious.
people
Please explain it to me.
people I work for, right? They're not really like you and me. They can exert their influence out into the world. They can get a lot done without having to do a lot about it. They're they're special.
They sound like terribly powerful people.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And I'm not that far from ending up as one of them. Getting up there, getting that power. And then,
Really?
ex-partners and side jobs like this, it'll all be in the past.
You really think you're
I'm gonna
moving
be
up in the
sad.
world?
Think I am. Think well, I was. And I will be. Soon.
What's changed?
It doesn't all go the way you want it to, right? If there's a hiccup, you gotta deal with it. There's a little problem here and there. Gotta sort of step in, smooth it over. And having powerful friends doesn't mean you have the most powerful friends. As it
Of
turns out.
course, like, and you're not worried about the woman from last night, is she not? What if she was sent by someone who does not have your best interest at heart?
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
She
See,
seemed terribly upset with you.
yeah, if I started worrying every time a broad was upset with me, I wouldn't live as. Yeah. Now I
I
gotta
couldn't
know though. I gotta
I
know
couldn't
though.
imagine anyone being upset with you.
Mm. What do you need this guy for? In the box. In the cart.
Oh,
You collector, resale. I don't know, you talk to him.
nothing like that. I've just always been, you could call me a collector. I've always been interested in strange and dangerous things. And again, Aylin like has leaned in for that.
Well, it was a pleasure doing business with you. If you wouldn't mind sliding me over our agreed upon amount.
I assume I've requisitioned the money from our handlers, yeah?
Boreal can secure the funds within a couple of days. It's still coming out of your personal at the moment.
Oh,
How many points of wealth do you have?
2, not enough, I don't think.
Cool. So if you permanently reduce your wealth quality by 1, you can pay this off on the spot and then get reimbursed later.
Well, I'm wondering if I can offer him half now, but it's a little too late for that.
Maybe you can offer an alternative form
He
of
does seem
payment.
to like you.
I hate it.
Thank you.
No, hold on. We're all gonna have to be okay with what I'm about to say. I must admit, I am not working on my own.
Is that a fact?
And I have not been able to secure all of the funding. Because they don't believe in you, obviously. But now that you've done it, and in such a quick fashion, I will have to return to those I work for and explain. I can offer you half now.
You know, I thought we were speaking the same language here. I thought we were on the same page. But we can talk about it.
Is there anything else I can offer you that would make you willing to wait for the second half?
Manipulation and subterfuge. And I'm going to ask the person who created this character and their backstory whether he's enough of a douchebag to try and hook up with Aylin over this.
God, why am I rolling well now?
Good
Critical
question.
success, by the way.
The dice want what the dice want.
Did I
No,
still like
That's your previous roll.
get to it?
He is, yes. She rolled in the general chat.
Oh. 7 successes.
7 successes. Critical.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. I don't like what I'm about to do either.
Tell you what. I'll take half now. And you and I can stay in touch. Maybe
I love that.
I know a couple good places. We go for a drink. Show you around the town a little bit. That'll be good. Tonight?
Tonight.
All right. It's nice meeting you. Oh, before I go, gotta get your name. Now that we're gonna be friends and all.
Marie.
Marie.
Duval.
Nice to meet you, Miss Duval. Duval and Delaney. Ain't that
What a
just...
lovely ring.
And he heads out. leaving you with a carriage with a covered, back. Glancing under a tarp, you see a densely wrapped package of approximately human size.
Wild. Yeah. Let's get that back to the headquarters.
You really know how to talk them up.
What can I say? It's my curse.
I don't know if you should mention to Echo the deal you had to make.
Echo's a big girl. She can handle it, I'm sure.
What kind of deal did you have to make?
Oh, right. Echo was following.
We're like in the carriage on the way back.
Yeah, Echo, at some point you dropped in under that tarp and have been listening to them talking in the seat.
I'm very tempted to check and make sure this is what it has been claimed to be.
Yeah, I'm deeply confused.
It's just
concerned.
a random body. It's just a random person.
Yeah,
It's just a body.
Echo's gonna try and unwrap it a bit.
Give me either an investigation roll or I guess, do you have anything that would specifically... Oh, you have academics with a specialization.
I do.
You're going to roll intelligence plus academics plus your specialization.
Okay. Two.
You rolled in general.
Fuck.
Guys.
I'm so sorry.
It has to happen at least once every show.
So, with 2 successes, this appears to be the genuine article.
Where are people getting all these dead guys?
It's a very reasonable question. Egypt, apparently.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You don't think they're making forgeries here, do you?
Fake mummies.
What, do you think they're just killing people?
The prep work.
I mean, it's
the
not
lead time
that
alone.
unheard of. I mean, grave robbers do it all the time. They dig up bodies and sell the remains to the medical colleges.
Yes, this is different. It takes forever to desiccate a man.
Well, I don't know the
Right,
process.
but most people wouldn't know the difference. Yeah,
Oh, it's fascinating.
realistically, most people wouldn't know the difference anyway, I don't think.
I think those that are interested in this at this level of it would.
Well, that's
Regardless,
mummies?
I guess let's unpack him when we get to the
yeah, we'll save the unboxing for later.
Cool.
I mean, when we get back to
Back at
the
HQ.
train yard.
Are we
Yeah.
storing him with the other one or separate? I'm asking you because you seem to know all about this.
I'm just curious as to who this guy is. I'm not gonna talk to him, but like it looks like the genuine article.
Yeah. As you unwrap, Echo, you know enough about like the natural aging process on certain things to determine if you're looking at a real painting or a fake one. The exterior wrapping is clearly like a tarp from modern times, but once you get past that, you're like, oh yeah, this is linen and it's very, very old.
Yeah, so either he happened to have some incredibly old linen lying around, and either a corpse or a roughly corpse-shaped object, or Yeah, this is exactly what it's claiming to be.
Is it safe to store it with the other one then?
I have no idea.
I don't fucking know. I didn't know these things could come to life before 2
I
days
didn't
ago.
know they existed either. That's why I'm asking Aylin. She seems to be the expert about this.
Can I use sense the unnatural here?
Yes.
Not in the general channel.
Yes.
Well,
5 successes. Now we're rolling well.
speak for yourself.
It's gonna be so bad when we have to meet the Hargraves.
5 successes. The spirits whisper to you. You hear voices. And as you feel like a wind moving through the room, a breeze that only makes sense to you. You feel it ignore the 2 bodies, the mummy, the new one, and the decapitated from the other night, and instead begin to swirl around Raven.
Pardon?
Do you remember that merit that you have?
Aylin gives Raven a look.
Yes.
I've never really looked hard at Raven in this context. Do I have to use us? No, I just figured it out. I was like, wait a minute. Raven, do you have experience with things like you said you've never experienced anything like this before?
The Waking Dead? No.
No, the occult.
Not directly. No. The closest that I've ever come was... It was a while ago, and I'm still recovering from a bit of it. But nothing like this. Why do you ask?
There's something about you. I can't put my finger on it.
Perhaps my military training? I also have killed a number of people. In service of our great country, of course.
No, it's not that. Of course. It's not that though. There's well, I don't know what I'd call it.
The door opens. 6 young men in military dress enter and see the 3 of you standing around a mummy. They are shocked.
I was like, hello,
Gentlemen?
boys. Ma'am. Mom, is this I'm sorry, I'm looking for Captain Price.
Actually, where is Captain Price? I have not seen him in a minute.
I'm here. Comes out of the train.
Ah.
Just ordering this thing for its potential use. and he shows you a pump-action shotgun.
That seems quite interesting, Captain.
Brand new. Should be useful, especially if we're close quarters. Right, come on in, boys. You'll see stranger by the end of the day, I promise.
Aye, certainly.
I should hope not.
If they're scared of a body, I don't know how well they'll be to us. Especially one long dead as this.
Are you guys going to do anything specific with the mummy now, or are you going to wait for the Hargreaves appointment?
I don't want to touch the thing now. I do think that it's because it's just an exploratory conversation with the Hargreaves. I can wait.
Are you not feeling peckish?
What? Oh God! Ew.
That's what the rich do, right? They eat them, right? That's at least what I've heard.
Some of them do, and it's disgusting.
Thank God.
It is not an entirely common practice, but it does exist. Would you like me to put our guests somewhere specific? Perhaps a storage locker with a lock on the
Please.
outside?
Yeah, what's the plan now that we have the mummy?
I don't know. Frankly, I panicked when I asked for one in the first place.
Boreal is looking at you like, well, a little dumbfounded.
Oh, I need to expense a mummy.
I beg your pardon?
I bought a mummy.
Bought a mummy from
Yes,
a thief, no less.
And shall I put this on the expense report next to? And he produces a small piece of paper, opens it carefully, holds it up, adjusts his spectacles as it says, bribe.
Yes, actually.
Right.
I see.
There's no hesitation.
Listen, sometimes you need to grease the wheels, and grease is expensive.
I shall inform Her Majesty of our respective financial
At
needs.
the very least, we've secured a mummy that might otherwise be destroyed or desecrated in some way. And we have a lead on the individual that smuggled it in, so to speak.
Very good.
We do also have a lead, or at least a connection to the people that stole the crown jewels.
Oh. Well, that's excellent. Is that the Hargreaves household? Yes?
There is a connection, yes. It's a bit shaky at the moment, but the individual that acquired the asset that was used to get into the vault is currently working for... I feel confident saying he's working for the Hargreaves.
Pleased to hear it. I do have one request,
Of
if
course.
I may. I should like to employ an accountant.
That's probably necessary.
That would be very wise. Especially one that can keep 2 sets of books, so to speak.
Quite right. Although, you do mean for public purposes, yes?
Official and unofficial. Official.
Good. I believe you and I are on the same page,
Yes,
Ms. Vale, in terms of what Her Majesty will be informed of.
absolutely.
Good. Well, I shall take... what exactly was the cost of the mummy? Takes the note. Well, I have an interesting conversation ahead of me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, perhaps we can gift Her Majesty the mummy.
So how much was the
I
mummy?
don't think we want to know.
It's
I
not
don't think-
important.
Even at half price, not cheap. 6 months rent for you, easy, Echo.
You couldn't have thought of something else?
Oh, she tried
I
and
did.
succeeded.
What do you mean by that?
I'll leave that to you to discuss, Aylin. I'm going to go check on price.
Aylin does, as you're like leaving. Aylin's like, how dare you? We're just going to meet up later tonight.
Right, and I'm sure after what that conversation between the two of you yesterday looked like, it'll just be, getting drinks and then you'd come right back.
Exactly.
Right.
Well-
I've not... Yes.
You don't need him in your life, so you know.
There's a knock at the door.
Thank fuck. Echo turns, goes straight to the door.
Molly is standing outside.
Aylin.
Oh.
Hey there,
Molly.
Yeah, there she is. Am I still waiting outside? Gotta be invited in?
Can she come in?
I think that's less of a good idea today than it was yesterday.
Well, why?
Yeesh.
Yeah, fine. No, we're still stuck outside.
Yeesh, your crew's nervous.
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, I've been stabbed in the back one too many times. I'd rather not take risks.
She has a
Hey.
point.
We all gotta live with what we can live with, I get it. Won't take it personally. You're doing what you're doing. So I did hear back. 2 things. First of all, they wanna skip the pre-conversation as much as possible. Or if you insist on having it, they wanna be ready for you to do a seance like right after.
I would rather not.
I understand.
I guess after what happened, unvetted.
I understand completely. They're probably gonna have to hear it from you. I'm not quite getting through to them, if you know what I mean.
Of course, I just would love to impress upon them the fact that it was so dangerous the last time. I don't want to do something again without proper background checking.
Of course, yeah. They also said they're gonna have to push it back like an hour.
Why?
Didn't say. Something going on,
also-
busy.
I also have plans tonight.
Oh, do you? And what are we up to tonight?
I'm just meeting a friend for drinks.
If you want to try and conceal what that really means, you're gonna have to roll for it.
I'm trying to decide if Molly knows.
By default,
Um,
Molly will know.
I'm gonna let her have that.
Well, obviously, there are lots of ways to lots of ways to try and feel better after something happens to your beloved. And if anyone sees you out, I'll make sure they didn't, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Do you yeah. There might be a situation where you have to cut the evening short or tell your date you're gonna be a little late.
I suppose.
Your real charmer.
Not really. I don't trust the Hargraves.
He's a bit of a prick.
Oh, you're dating friends of your friends now.
Hardly.
Acquaintances.
All right. And you were Echo. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's me.
All right. Well, the Hargraves are interested and they're willing to put up the McCoy. So if you get over there and smell something bad, obviously, run for the hills. Maybe take your nice friend here with you. Maybe she can smile at him and they'll get all dazzled or something. Molly fully winks at Echo. So, yeah. And then maybe you meet this gentleman after.
Exactly. I will just explain to the Hargraves. It just cannot be done tonight. I am, after all, the expert.
Of course, yeah. That was it. Good luck. Have fun. Don't let them push you around, but do try to take their money. You want me to keep looking for other jobs too?
No, this is perfect. That should be it.
Okay.
Thank you, Molly.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I'm always happy to help. And get a cut.
And get a cut.
And get a cut. But mostly help.
Of course.
And get a cut.
Help and get a cut. That is why I pay you 3%.
Yep. Good luck.
I won't need it. Yeah, and Aylin will escort her back out.
All right. So the next thing is this meeting. Is there anything you guys will do to prepare before you go there?
Are you meaning the Hargraves meeting that Aylin just canceled?
Oh, no, we're keeping it.
Oh. Apologies. I misunderstood.
The date has been postponed, in theory.
I was gonna keep it and just explain to them that I can't do anything tonight. I just want to vet them first.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going. We're just going to. They're gonna be like, "Do it now," and she'll be like, "Can't. Sorry." She's the expert, so hopefully they believe her.
Okay. As she was leaving, Echo, give me a perception check.
Okay. Two.
Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. The evening moves on. The new recruits are getting a brief overview from Price. You're going to see some stuff you thought was just in fairy stories, in books, stuff your parents warned you about when you were a kid. It's real. The good news is it mostly responds to bullets. And then you can head off to the estate.
At some point in this afternoon, before we head to the estate, Aylin will go home and change into her like medium stuff.
Cool. Appropriately costumed.
As one does. On that note, though, Echo, are you... I don't know if you should enter the Hargreaves with us.
No, probably not.
If...
Especially since I wouldn't be surprised if they've been informed about me.
He seems to think he's got you handled.
Does he now?
What could he mean?
It's a very good question. As far as I know, he doesn't have anything on me that could be used against me. Other than maybe what happened yesterday. I have no clue what he could have meant by that.
Do you think we should be worried?
Probably.
Does he have access to firearms?
But I mean, he has access to people that can get him a mummy, so he most likely has access to firearms.
I do want to know where he got this mummy.
It is a very interesting question.
Presumably through the Hargraves.
Before we leave, has the butler returned?
He was here and got more financial backflips to do.
I just wanted to see if he got any information on the Hargreaves before the meeting.
I'm going to have you make a roll for this on behalf of his downtime activity.
What roll?
Let's go. Go intelligence and investigation.
Okay. One success.
Nothing you didn't already know.
Anyway. Echo, when will you know to enter if we need assistance?
Well, unless you have some way of notifying me, I won't.
I mean, gunfire. That's obviously a good sign.
I would like there to ideally be no gunfire.
I mean...
Also, even then, it depends on if I'll be... It might almost be best if I make my way in there on my own.
Could you go in disguise?
Would Snake not see through the disguise?
I don't know. How good are you at it?
Well, I've never had to do it before.
Well, Aylin, you're quite good with get-ups and faces.
Hold on. You're a thief and you've never had to be in a disguise.
Nope. Again,
What?
anything like that, I didn't do myself.
Sorry. To Raven's comment, I probably could. I actually don't think that I do that well at it.
I mean, I think you put on enough masks every day. Do you not?
Realistically,
Ooh.
I'd be more likely to just not get caught if I go in on my own and not in a disguise.
I suppose if you think that's better. Aylin fully just sniffs at the other comment.
Yeah.
She knows.
She knows she knows.
Yeah.
Last question. Are you bringing any of these goons along with you?
Begin the goons. Goon squad.
I think it would be reasonable to show up with a bodyguard. I don't know how reasonable it would be to show up with a
Bodyguards,
squad.
yeah. But if we had them post outside, like incognito, so to speak, because we're going in the middle of the day, so it's going to be, the city's busy.
I don't anticipate that much trouble.
It was actually an afternoon appointment that they've pushed back.
Oh, so it's the evening then, never mind.
That said, it's not that hard to get an inconspicuous carriage and pull drapes over the windows and have a couple of guys like a block
we
away.
have a carriage. We have 2 carriages now,
Yeah.
actually.
They can loiter. Yeah, they can loiter.
Cool.
I'll also give
Right.
them specific directions that if they see Lucian knock on their window to bust down the door.
Solid.
That way, if all goes to hell, I can order Lucian to get help.
Go for help.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen, right?
I want to cover basis. I don't
No, I
know what
feel
we're
you.
going into, and we're in danger 3.
I still have the acid from a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, are you carrying
my
that
God.
on your person?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
If he could do that
All
to
right.
steel, what would that do to a
Uh,
body?
It's just right in the corset.
Oh, that's
Awful
gonna. Oh.
things.
I described it being in a metal vial.
So did she lie to us?
No, it is in a metal vial, which is just really important to remember that if you get punched in the chest, it's not going to shatter and kill you instantly.
That
that's
is
good.
definitely good to know.
I don't intend on getting punched in the chest, but let's, work.
Account for all possibilities.
It's okay. Yeah, everything always goes as you intend.
Yes, it does. I'm in denial.
And that's not just underneath the river in Egypt.
Exactly.
I'm going to call for one roll as you guys head over. Who's driving?
Do either of you
I
have points
used
to
to.
drive?
No.
I don't anymore.
It's got to be someone else. I have the points in it.
It's gotta be someone else. What?
I mean, I can
Would it be like?
drive. I just don't have any points in it.
Wait, if it's a
I mean, like-
carriage, that would be animal kin. Could I do it with wits and animal kin?
Yeah, I'd allow that. That is acceptable, yes. 2. Okay. It takes you guys a little while to get there. There's some stuff going on in town you've got to go around. But you're not very late. It is moving into evening by the time you arrive.
Raven would make a show of once parking the carriage to step down and open the door and escort Aylin down.
Aylin is back in full show medium mode. It's the look is very mystical by way of the Victorians. And yeah, she like sweeps out of the carriage.
Sort of drifting around with your arms outstretched.
Yeah, it's really stupid. Like for the other two who know Aylin enough, it's like this is very silly.
Yeah, you guys are getting to see this performance, which is how you met her, now entirely from the other side. You make your way up to this house, which is old and a little weird. There are elements of the architecture that make you think of a church more than like a home. But you're let in at the door. A tall, broad-shouldered butler. Good evening, Mom. Please, come in. May I take your coats? Who all
yeah,
is going in the
absolutely.
front door?
Oh.
Is it just Aylin and
Yes.
Raven?
I believe so.
Cool. Raven, are you armed?
Raven is armed, yes.
He offers to take your weapon.
You must forgive Pippa. I've employed her as safety for me. There's been some reason for concern. Do you understand?
Charisma plus manipulation, please. I'm going to let you add 2 to this because you're famous.
Hold on, that's my 2 attributes. Can you do that?
Oh, right, no. Charisma plus subterfuge. Plus 2 for fame.
Yay. God damn it, we're back to big pools, bad numbers, but 2 successes.
Apologies. It is not my practice to allow armed individuals to wander about the house.
She'll be with us the whole time.
Yes. Should you wish to retain your firearm, I ask that you please wait here.
A compromise then. And she'll empty out the clip and try to slip one bullet into one of her sleeves.
Okay. Dex plus larceny.
See. That's a 2.
I'm going to give him perception. He also gets a 2. Yes, I shall need the bullets then.
She'll hand them.
All 6,
She'll
if
hand
you
all
please.
6 over.
Okay. All right. He's going to pocket them and lead you guys in. Echo, what are you doing outside of this strange kind of gothic house?
Probably something incredibly stupid.
Yay!
Yes, but specifically.
Trying to find a backdoor. Or other alternate entrance.
And are you doing this with a level of guile and caution?
Oh, that's the plan.
Right on. Stealth and investigation, respectively.
Alright.
Dex plus stealth and then wits plus investigation.
Do the dex stealth first. Ooh. And the investigation. Three on both.
Okay. You're being inconspicuous. Crouching down and hiding behind things is a good way to draw the attention of anyone in the street. So it's easier to just keep a low profile and act like you're nobody just walking by.
Yep.
You do note a servant's entrance near the back of the house. You have to get up a little bit, like step up onto the wall and look over to see that there is an open garden. Probably an entrance at the end of the path you can see that would lead into the back of the house. And on the second story, an open window.
Like open?
Yes.
Okay, so that is out of the question. She will probably go for the garden entrance.
Okay. Text plus athletics.
All right. Is this for like getting up and to
Yes.
it?
So you would add your dice for this.
Yeah. No, I want to try and I would like to use my improvised gear to like make a kind of grappling hook kind of thing to help me with this.
Okay. Roll a craft first.
Let me double check the difficulty of that. Difficulty 4. Woof. Oh shit, I get it.
Excellent. You craft a grappling hook, throw it over the fence, and scurry over into the garden. A few more steps, and you are at the back door.
All right. Is it
In front.
locked? Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. In the front of the house, Aylin and Raven, you're led by the butler through and into a sitting room. The master will be with you shortly. Would you like anything to drink?
Wine if you have it.
Certainly. And for you, ma'am?
I'm quite well, thank you.
Certainly. He steps out. And the two of you are in this sitting room. Well adorned, a little old. At this point, the ends of sunset are coming through that stained glass window, giving the whole place a level of color you're not quite used to.
When the wine arrives, remember to allow me to drink first.
Of course.
I don't like this.
Takes a couple minutes later, the butler returns, puts down the glass.
Raven will take a very small sip.
All right, noted. He set the lights. Yes, they should be here momentarily.
If nothing happens, Raven will then hand the glass to Aylin.
Cool. He turns and gives a bow as a tall, broad-shouldered man and his exceptionally beautiful wife enter the room, presenting Lord Mordred Hargraves and Lady Elizabeth Hargraves. Your guests have arrived. And that's where we will pick up next session.
Thank you for listening to The Great Game, a Hunter the Reckoning actual play by Hallowed Haven Studios. Storytelling for this actual play is provided by Overthinker, Aylin by Clara, Echo by Termite, Raven by Freyja. Our intro music is by Francesco de Andrea. Our art is by Poyjee. Editing by Virons.